spoke with Ned Gowan.
He's still alive.
Ned Gowan's still alive.
Toothless, wrinkled, but jaunty as a cricket.
Dang, he must be like 100. Hi, welcome back to Panda Reacts. I'm Sandra, and this is Ken.
Hi.
And Ham is back. It's been a while, okay? Because none of our shows really have come on, except for The Boys. We caught up, we watched it, but we didn't film us watching it, so that's just the way it is. But Outlander, Season 7, Part 2, or as we're going to be watching Episode 9, comes on in Canada on Mondays, which means we can't really tape it till Saturday. So here we are, Saturday, finally watching it. So we have to remind ourselves what happened. Now, I've read all the books, so I know what's going to happen, but I'm not going to say. All I'm going to do is compare it to the book when we finish watching it.
Don't ask me, man. I just work here.
Okay, so Ian, Claire, and Jamie were on the boat back to Scotland.
Right.
Because they were bringing the dead general back.
Right.
Simon Fraser, who
Yes.
died. And so he wanted to be here in Scotland, which was very dang convenient because the whole time they've been trying to get back to Scotland because he promised Jenny, who will be played by a new actress, by the way. I do know that.
What?
Yeah, the other actress is not available, so they recasted her. So you got to get back to seeing Jenny. He promised he'd bring Ian home. Ian was kidnapped back in season 3, was it? After France and stuff, when they ended up going to Jamaica and everything got weird. So they've been not home in Scotland for a long time. It's been a long time. Ian got a girlfriend, Rachel, and he left Rollo with her because he trusts her, and that means she was happy with that because that meant he was coming back. But Mr. Bug, who's still cheesed off that Ian accidentally killed his wife, is looking to kill someone that Ian loves.
Mm-hmm.
And not Rollo, because that's too cheap, according to him. Although he wanted to kill Rollo, and Ian was like, no, you can't kill anybody. This is not like an eye-for-eye situation. I made a mistake. Ian felt really bad. Like, he really liked the Bugs, but thing was, they were lying. Then they went to go get the gold out of the ground, and he sent his wife to get it. So it's your fault, Mr. Bug. They thought it was you. But no, it was Mrs. Bug, and you got her killed. So that's your problem. That's on you. Meanwhile, William ran into Jamie a couple of times, but the latest was when Jamie shot his hat off at one point, and then he gave him his hat.
In one of those battles there.
Yeah,
Saratoga or
and there were two battles that I believe went down, and in the second one, Simon Fraser got killed, and he asked for Jamie, so Jamie got to go to the camp and say goodbye to him, and yeah, so I'm trying to think. Oh, okay, so back in the 80s, Bree and Roger went back to the 80s, if you recall, to get heart surgery for their youngest, Mandy, because he couldn't do it in the 1700s, obviously. Yeah.
They met a jerk.
Yeah, they met a dude who's also on Bridgerton. Yeah, and his name's escaping me at the moment, what his name is on Outlander.
Jerk.
It's not sure. Anyway, he pretended to be really nice, but clearly first of all, he read the letters, at least one letter pertaining to the gold.
The gold in the cave.
And Jemmy knows where it is.
So he nicked Jemmy and took her through the stones. So that's
bad. That's what we think happened. So thinking that that's what's happened, Roger and Buck, who we'll discuss in a minute, took went through the stones in the very last episode, and we don't know what happened to them at the moment. Buck was previously played by, dang it, Graham McTavish, yes, who played Dougal, because Buck is Glaylis and Dougal's son. Okay, so he's actually Roger's ancestor. So he showed up, accidentally went through the stones, came to the 80s.
Now he's just going to help out.
Because I think he was thinking of his Jemmy, and he showed up in the 80s. It really depends on what you're thinking about and who you're trying to see as to where you steer yourself. So it's important that if two of you go through, that you're both thinking about the same thing. Because if not, you end up in a really weird place that you don't want to be. Yeah. So anyway, Buck was like, yeah, I'll help you. Let's go through. We'll go back through the stones to my time. Said Buck, it's my time. So, I'll help you out. And because at first Buck was Lenockleby, and Jemmy and Mandy were pretty upset. So at the end, Mandy freaks out because Jemmy's missing. And she said she heard the stones and the buzzing, and they went there and they found the scarf that Jemmy was wearing from his Tufty Club. So I think that's all the characters. I think that's where we're at. William is in love with Rachel, but that's not going to stay for very long because Rachel clearly loves Ian. And her brother, yeah, he was just being a doctor. I don't know. They were on the move. I forget where they were going because she said, look for me at this particular place. Well, it depends. Will Ian be back in time before they move again? Like, will Mr. Buck wait till Ian's back to, like, kill Rachel in front of him? I don't know. What will happen? Who knows? Well, I do, but I do know, I'll tell you that. But that doesn't mean what they do in the show is identical to the book. They've done a lot of things, like, for instance, keep Murtaugh alive. Murtaugh dies in book 2. He does not live to the extent he did, nor does he become Jacosta's lover like he did in the show. So, without further ado, let's get busy on this.
Beetle.
I'm dead. Are there beetles in heaven? Of course there are. God loves all creatures, even the creepy crawlies. If Buck dies, would I exist? Would Jemmy exist?
Yeah, you would exist because he already has his kids. His kids already exist. Say what? Your people have been gone a long time.
Hi.
Ian. Oh, God, Ian. My wee lad.
Say what you will, sister. You've got every right. We're going to come sooner.
Thank the Lord you both come in time.
In time for what?
Where's that?
I'm just gonna poke you.
Don't think you've gotten out of it yet, lad.
They'll be back soon enough. Will they be disappointed? The wee lad.
Mm-hmm.
Found out. He's mine.
Did she ken you love her?
I tried to tell her. I said it in Mohawk.
No. But you asked her to wait for you.
No, I didn't. But she has my dog.
Yeah, exactly.
Promise me. Promise me you'll go to her. There's no time to waste. And if she's as lovely and kind as you say she is, you didn't want some other man to carry her off her feet whilst you're away, do you? Huh? I didn't raise you to be a fool. I need to go and see Leary.
Oh,
Will you
right.
kill me if I do?
Because he left to get the gems for
Are
her,
you asking
remember?
for my permission?
That was a long time
Not.
ago.
It's only I thought I should tell you, that's all.
It's very considerate. Would you mind telling me why you want to go see her?
I didn't say I want to see her. I said I need to.
You know, if you want to find out who she's sleeping with,
I don't think it's
there are
about
less
that.
direct ways.
Don't I care about that?
Do send her my very best regards, won't you?
Last time she shot you.
Oh, you vengeful wee creature. I'd have never thought it of you.
James Fraser of Brochtura. Heard you'd come home.
Yeah, I
Did
had.
you, Jerry?
Unless you've brought news of my daughter, I've nothing to say to you. And you've come all this way to tell me things I've already read about.
Well, then why'd you ask? You did ask.
No.
But everyone could see you needed a woman. Just not me, I suppose.
Yeah,
Nope.
There's
I
only
thought you
one.
needed me.
Flaunting your wealth and playing the great game with your hussy phone in your arm, is
Not
it?
faddled or flaunting anything.
But I'll tell you, you don't understand one thing about me.
Well, that's true. You're
You
crazy.
think you can awe me into crawling away like a dying dog and troubling you no more? You never truly looked at me.
Yeah, and you were so
Never.
bitter. You almost got Claire killed. Burned at the stake.
Well, no, I suppose you looked once. When I was 16 and you took that beating from me at Leo.
Yeah. Jesus. Come on, Larry. Stop trying to kill him.
Stop! I'm sorry. Do you hear me? I'm sorry.
Jamie could kill you, dude.
God, didn't hurt him.
Yeah.
He needs me. You bastard. Never did.
Well, that's fine. I'm okay with that. Jesus.
How do you know this?
Here we
Well-
go.
How?
And he got the potatoes too. And everything else.
I know this because I'm not from this time.
No. Say what?
I was born in 1918.
Forgive me. I don't mean to intrude. My name is Roger Mackenzie, and I must beg your help,
Timing's off.
Yep.
Mr. Murray.
Brian Fraser, Laird of Lallybroch. Your servant, sir.
Christ, that's Jamie's father. You should be dead. You,
Not in the right
why
time.
aren't you dead?
It's Joni.
Why, Johnny?
I'm sorry I missed you when you came to Balrican.
Who is it you mean to wed?
Jesus Christ.
Oh.
I mean to take my vows as a nun, but my mother will not release my dowry for it. And the priest and I are in agreement that I can't leave my mother if she's to live in sin with a farmhand. I'd be damning both our souls to hell.
Will you cure Ian?
She can't do that.
I wish I could.
Not a witch.
In my time, there are medicines for Ian's illness, but I've no way of producing them here. And even if I could, well, I believe it's too late.
Yeah, he's too far along.
I would give my soul if I could do it. God, maybe you have no soul.
Oh, Jenny. That's ridiculous. Stop it.
Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Murray.
We heard that you knew something about a ferryman who'd been seen in these parts.
Aye. I heard that some farmers taking sheep to market came across a ferryman wandering the moors. They said he was strangely dressed, Short coat, long breeches, and boots the like of which they'd never seen.
Did they say where they saw him?
No,
Has anyone else heard tell of him?
I haven't heard anything more, sir.
Oh no. Did he die? I didn't think he died this scene. Or did she just go into the woods to scream? Yeah.
Jenny.
Hogwash. She'll wed Geordie McCann, and that's my last word. I'd rather be dead and buried.
Can't blame the lass for wanting to avoid marriage altogether.
Yeah, after what she's seen.
Having set a very worthy example for her. Spoke with Ned Gowan.
He's still alive.
Ned Gowan's still alive.
Toothless, wrinkled, but jaunty as a cricket.
Dang, he must be like 100.
Drawn up an amendment to our agreement.
He was alive when she came back 20 years later. He was still there. Good job. Go, Leary off your back. Woo, that's one problem gone.
Sorted and ready.
We'll take them to the bank in Edinburgh, if we can.
Can't you save my brothers more than once?
Yes, this is true. This is so true. And several
You're
other
your friend's
people.
only hope. You should go.
If that note took 3 months to get there, and that dude's been suffering for 3 months, then it's 3 months back.
Yep.
How the heck did he live that long? Suspend the belief.
Yes, suspend the disbelief that someone gut shot could live 6 months.
I can't ask Rachel to wait. I didn't ken how long I'll be gone. I must let her go.
Oh, that's a stupid letter. Don't you send that. Also, Ian kind of told you needed to go back and get it
Send
done.
it.
That's what
Without
he
to
wants.
Claire.
I'll give it to her. Yeah, through the fireplace.
Yeah, I'm ripping this up.
Come with me.
Oh, they made a grave for his daughter.
Is
The
that
one
right,
he
Ian?
lost.
Your dad said he wasn't quite certain of the Mohawk spelling. We looked at the letter you sent, and I copied best I could.
Wow.
I had the stonemason put both. I thought that was right.
Aww.
Kinolo, Kiyong. Yeah, well, it should be right around the corner.
Oh, that looks familiar.
This should be it.
Ba, ba, ba.
Oh, Christ.
Oh, Christ, it's you.
What may I do for you?
What's up, Galus? All right, that was strictly by the book. That was. So yeah, everything that happened in there happens in the book. I don't recall the grave of Isabel at all, so that might not be in the book, but it was a nice addition. So what we got? We got Roger showing up in the wrong time.
Yep.
And I can't remember how or why he got to the wrong time, but like I said, if you have to be thinking of who you want to see, so you have to think in your head, why did he get there? And what could that possibly mean for where Jemmy is? So I won't tell you where he is because I do know. But yeah, so Buck, when he goes through the stones, does have a heart issue. The stones is not easy travel. The more you go through there, the more, I mean, in the book, it takes a toll on Bree's heart as well. She starts having like heart palpitations and stuff, and because she's been through multiple times. Well, as a baby in the womb, as well as, you know, back to the past, back to the future. Yeah, she ends up, that is a thing that happens. So the question is, what happens to Buck and his heart? I know what happens in the book, and they kind of hinted at it when Roger was at the Murrays, when Brian Fraser brought him to the Murrays. They said they saw some strange ferryman.
Right.
So,
which is Rob.
Is it?
Is it Rob?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's someone that we're going to need to see. Unless they don't follow the book, in which case Galus could be the thing. So we run into Galus at the end.
Yeah.
She's Buck's mother.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a time continuum issue. Because
is Buck aware of this?
Buck was told that Galus and Dougal were his parents when he went to the future, and they told him that he was their relative and why. So he was told of his, not so legitimate birth, yes. And he was given to the Mackenzies to be raised. That's why he got that name. So, or Sarah and someone Mackenzie, but not Dougal. But Dougal's dead. At this point, he's not. So, and Galus is there. So she did show up a lot earlier than Claire in the timeline. So she's already there, probably married to that mayor dude that she poisons and kills. And she was an herbalist in town. So that's why I said that looks familiar, that little town, because that's where Claire went. When she walked from not Lollybrook, but Castle Leoch, she would walk to that little town for the herbalist stuff because she was living at Castle Leoch at the time. So yeah, the storyline with Galus is going to be interesting. They didn't go back to Bree and Mandy, but that's going to change, or should change, in the next few episodes.
Kind of a holding pattern for now.
Yeah, they really stuck to one portion of the story. So just the Lollybrook scene, and it played out as it does in the book. Ian is sick. He's going to die. Jenny and Ian and everyone learns about Claire. I've forgotten about that part, but yeah, they learn about her, and then Jenny wants her to use her powers to save Ian, and she can't. Yeah. And in the book, Jenny really, really holds on to that and gets really mad at Claire for quite some time. So they condensed her rage into one episode. So she forgave Claire. Then there was tying up Leary. So Leary's been shacking up with some guy, but not marrying him, because that means she loses her house and her alimony from Jamie. That's the reason Jamie went to Silky Island in the first place, was to get the money to the stuff that Galus had left behind, and Dougal, the French stuff or whatever. Okay. And then Ian went and swam out there because Jamie couldn't, because he'd been shot. Yeah. So then Ian got captured by the pirates, and the whole Galus and Jamaica thing goes down. Because that was her treasure, looking for her sapphire so she could make the prophecy come true. So somewhere along the line, Roger must have seen a photo of Galus, because he recognized her. But wait, he did meet her with Bree at the university when Galus was giving her White Rose of Scotland speech, and she had like a pamphlet. Roger and Bree met her at that point. So that's before she traveled back. So will she remember Roger's face? I doubt it. It was only like a second that she met him. She more spoke to Bree than she did to Roger. I recall Roger taking her to the university, but I'm not entirely sure how long he spent with Galus, if any time at all. But her face was on that pamphlet, which is why Claire found out that Blair knew Galus. That Brianna knew Galus. So that whole thing has come around. So, you've got Galus in this. So you've got Roger in one time, Jamie and them in another time, Bree in a totally other time. Meanwhile, Lord John has sent some letter because Henry, his brother, is it his brother or his nephew? His nephew. So Henry, I believe, is the heir. So John is the son of a duke.
Yes.
His brother is a duke. And his brother's son, Henry, I think is the one who's next in line to be the duke. So I think I can't quite remember, but yeah, he's at the Woodcocks. That's important. He does have these shots in himself. There's a whole thing with Henry. There's another son missing too. There's a bunch of sons that go in different places. But yeah, William is hanging out there too. So Claire heads back, and Ian wants little Ian to go back. He's like, go.
Go get your chickie.
Well, and what's funny is Stephen, who plays the older Ian, he'd always been just known as Ian Murray in the original scripts. He was a little bit choked to find that his name had been changed to Old Ian in the new scripts. He didn't like that very much. So that was kind of funny. That was an interview I saw with him, because of course there were some interviews ahead of time that came out. I tried to not watch too much, but I'd known they'd cast Brian Fraser. The cast was really excited to get some characters back, like Ian, the girl who played Joni, and Nell, who plays Leary, even though Leary's evil. She tries to kill him again, this time with like a pitchfork, because she just can't stop trying to kill him. If there's anything else, there is a new series that they're doing for Outlander that's going to be based on a pre-time when Brian meets Ellen Mackenzie, and there's like a young Dougal and all that stuff. That's in the works. That's why there's other information coming out. And of course, the last season is season 8. So I'm interested to see how far they get in season 7, because a lot of stuff happens.
Mm-hmm.
A lot. I'm waiting to see if they take Claire's character in the direction that they do in the book, and if they do what they did to Jamie in the book. But for now, Jamie's hanging out at Lollybrook with Ian and Jenny, and he'll be there until Ian dies, and then he'll return. Anyway, Ian's on his way back to hang out with Rachel. Finally say, hey, I love you, Rachel. Marry me.
In English.
Yeah, in English, not in Mohawk, like he copped out last time. But yeah, that should be good. Now we're taking that story. I'd like them to go back to Bree for her side of the story, because that gets interesting too. I hate knowing stuff and not being able to tell you what it is. But who knows if it will happen the same in the book. But I have read them all. Anyway, I don't think I missed anything in the story. Joni's going to be a nun. They settled that stuff with Leary, gave her the house. She can marry her dude. Joni can go off and be a nun that she wants to be. And that settles that family. I don't think we'll see those characters again. I don't remember them in any other storylines, so that might have been our last one. But in the book, it is true that Roger shows up at Lollybrook, meets Brian and Janet, and they're super nice. They help him all over the place looking for Jemmy. They help Buck, like we saw. They heard about Buck, and they're very nice to him. There's no tricks involved there. They're just trying their best to help him find Jemmy. But will he? This is the question.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Jemmy? I know, but you people probably don't. All right. Anyway, until next weekend. Well, the next one is on Monday, but we won't be watching it till next weekend, so bye.